I'm on my second cup of coffee. Can you believe that? Also, something that needs to happen is I need to go to the Home Depot and find some ant poison. Like, it's potential. I'm in love with potential. Do we know the problems with that? Okay. This was one of those themes where I was like, oh boy. Good morrow. So it is Monday, June 1st. And I'm going to try and come alive and have a day. First, we kind of need to debrief a little bit of like what actually got done this weekend, which was not a ton. I did get in the document just a little bit and putzed around a little. Did a little bit of editing, kind of reread some stuff because I'm trying to plot. So it was kind of like, where do certain chapters go, and solidifying that. So I read some of Act 2 and that was actually fun. You know, I've written Act 3 Draft 1, so like how much of that was actually usable. Spoiler, not that much. And so I was like, I just kind of need to know what was happening before. Mostly just reading some light, like line level edits, but like minor, very minor. I mean, that's kind of it. We mostly read. I read 100 pages. Sounds not very much because it wasn't very much. The weekend goes by so fast. I'm hoping that I can maybe come close to finishing that book today. I'm gonna try. I probably won't, but I can maybe get close. And so that's what I'm gonna try and do, is get close. I do want to tackle the draft again while it's still pretty fresh and get things on the road because we have a very busy month. See, this is what always happens, but it's like never necessarily what I set out to do, but like stuff just happens, you know? So I think basically every weekend until the end of June is occupied. Like I will either be traveling or out of town at some event, but the point is I won't be here writing. Also, today is the first day for Paradise Lost, so I'm gonna tackle that book today as well. And I wonder if I need to just go ahead and get it out of the way for the day and like just do that first and then get into Promise of Blood to make sure that I'm prioritizing the stuff that, you know, I've made a plan for and all that. I think I might do that. And then of course there's like the post-trip, let's get ready for the week chores that will get done. But yeah, look, this is just pitiful. It's like just the top, like just this one part is burned. I don't know how I managed that. Do I look like a person now? And I'm gonna call that good. I'm done. I'll see you guys in the rest of the day. It's about 7:30. I've had dinner and I'm back up here plotting. We have made it to chapter 33, kind of roughly. I sort of know the shape of things up until chapter 33 and 34. Fun thing is that up until this point, things are a little bit straightforward and then it gets dicey again. So that's exciting for me. Things just get complicated, honestly. For what? Anyway, but we're coming to a close and I have to remember that things need to start being paid off. Loops need to start closing. Very excited to see what I can do with this story. Like it's potential. I'm in love with potential. Do we know the problems with that? Okay. I did start Paradise Lost today and I read a little bit ahead of my little chunk. I read the introduction. Now there's like notes on the text and like other before you actually get to the poem information. I only stuck with the introduction, which was like many pages, but it was very interesting and very informative, and I found it to be really insightful and helpful to kind of prepare my mind for what I was about to read. It was it's been making the comprehension of things a lot easier. So appreciate that. That was like a hefty chunk of reading. It took me like an hour to really get through it. The actual poem. Now, I think I read from page 1 to 18, and I went a little bit over, like 2 or 3 pages over into the next section. So, and by section, in case you're new, let me actually show you. I have these little tabs. So those are the sections. And I read into the second part by about 2 or 3 pages. So not a ton, but at this point I had read that many. I had read a chunk. And so I was feeling a bit tired, but I love it. I might be speaking too soon, but this first, like book 1, I love it. I don't know, like it's fascinating to me, and maybe my mind is doing a lot of heavy lifting, but the description of things, like I see it happening, even though he never uses the words directly telling you what the wings of Satan looked like. A completely different way to say like, I'm not making any sense. I'm rambling. But the imagery that I'm getting of like hell being turned upside down, and like he doesn't use those words, but that's what it looks like in my head. It's so cool. It is so cool. How does one figure out how to write that way? And I do kind of feel like I'm reading the Odyssey, which is like interesting. Like he kind of meant to, but it was like, okay, like I got that in the introduction. He was talking about how he's like, Milton was seeking to write an epic poem that was like on par with Homer. And I would have gotten that without having read that explicitly, that those were his intentions. I would have been like, oh yeah, dude read the Odyssey and loved it. So anyway, it's just so cool. I am having a blast, which is why I read ahead a little bit. I'm excited to pick it up again tomorrow, and we'll see how far I get tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe it's all downhill from here. Yes, it feels like it's massaging my brain in all the right ways. I want to be the kind of writer who says a lot with not very much, but that is like something that I am just not at this point. I am not concise. I'm very verbose. The repetition and redundancy in my writing has been pointed out by many people at this point, myself included. So I need to work on that. Let's just put it that way. And then I read for about an hour, Promise of Blood. We are almost done. I freaking love this too. Like, come on. I'm having such a good time. Like, I kind of have to force myself to put it down because I have other things to do. Like, we had to read Paradise Lost before we read this because priorities. And then I was like sucked into Paradise Lost and was like, okay, well, I really need to put that down and finish some of this. My belief that I would finish it today was very ambitious. We're close to the end-ish. We're about 60% of the way through. I think I'll read some more of it tonight, but like even here, I was like, okay, I really do need to put this down and do some writing today. It's been a very big reading day. It's been a lighter writing day. Like I kind of took an hour to dink around on YouTube and watch some other vlogs because I was like, my brain was a little bit fried coming out of the reading and then trying to go straight into a writing session. So like, I know some people, they read and then they go straight into writing. I don't know if I can do that. I've tried it a couple of times. I guess it just depends on what I'm reading. Like if I read Red Rising and then go into this, I feel like I can a lot smoother. But reading a fantasy and then poetry, the transition was not smooth. And I could not get my head out of what I had been reading for the past like 2.5 hours, 3 hours. I think I can't do that, really. Which is a little bit annoying. I don't know. We'll see if that changes. My head was very stuck in those works. And so to try and come out of it and put myself back where I was Saturday night, where I was rereading and really getting into it, I'm like, okay, yeah, vibe killed. I can't. Anyway, and I'm just making sure that everything is in the correct order and that things that need to be changed are highlighted. I already have things that will need to be changed and added already, like for a draft 3, which is looking like it won't necessarily be a developmental edit, but it will be a big edit. There's a fly. It won't be a big dev edit, like a big overhaul, but it will be chunky, but it's looking like hopefully less so, and I'll just be adding like smaller bits and pieces. We'll see. I can also, if I want to, I can go back into this draft and not call it like a second pass, but just say that it's incomplete, go back into it, and that's all semantics really. You know, just a another pass on the draft. Whatever you decide to call it is whatever it is. Like, no one but me is making the rules here. So I don't know. For some reason, I have it in my head that I like don't want to write so many drafts of this book for some reason. I think that's the idea that like, I don't even know. Like, it should be better sooner or something. This is the second time I've done this, and it's the first time that I've really tried to refine a process and get it done quickly. So I don't know what I'm expecting from myself, but here we go. That's where we are. I, am expecting the impossible as per usual, and then I'm dissatisfied when it's less than perfect. Yay me. Admitting you have a problem is the first step in solving the problem. Anyhow, so that's the reading update. That's the writing update. I'm going to continue to work on this, and then we're calling it a night, probably. I might read before we go to bed, but like other than that, done. I don't look cute, but I am cozy. Hold on, let's give a more complete. This is the situation. It's very nice. So I should talk to you a little bit. It's around 8 o'clock, June the 2nd. Very exciting. I have some coffee. I decided that since I was up so early and I had my coffee, nothing sounds more amazing than sitting down and trying to read Paradise Lost right now. So that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to save the recap for writing later when I sit down and do it, but it went really well. Like, I'm basically done with plotting Act 3. I'm really excited about some of the changes that I've made, some of the things that I've realized I'm going to add in, see if they work. I don't know. I'm excited. I'm pumped. Yeah, we'll get into that later today. But right now, let's read. Took a break. I made some lunch. I'm eating ramen. It's really good. Anyway, I'm gonna finish this. I was kind of starving a little bit, as you can see. I'm gonna finish this and then go back up and do more writing. So I finished-ish plotting-ish Act 3-ish. Let me explain. So I sat down last night and just kind of mapped out the act as a whole, bird's eye view. And I have notes, plenty of notes. I have like 6 pages of notes, okay? The end. Anyway, kind of going through each chapter and like what's happening in each chapter. It's almost like a reverse outline, but it's not that extensive. So I've like moved a few things. Little switcheroos have happened, and some absorption has also happened. And also I might have added a chapter. We'll see how it shakes out once I actually get words on the page. I really don't want long chapters to the point where they're like an abomination. I run the risk of doing a couple times, so I might have some more chapters added, but it's looking pretty good. I'm liking the changes and the things that are coming up. They should be very exciting, and I hope that they intensify this act and build, keep the pacing strong and build the tension and make people excited. I also think that I haven't added all of the closed loops, but I've added some, and I think it just depends on how I get this sketched out in greater detail. So that's kind of what we're doing right now. I have bird's eye view, big picture, kind of what I'm thinking in terms of like how each chapter changes from one to the next and the story progresses. But a lot of my notes are actually like, well, not a lot of them, but I do have several notes that are like, these two characters talk about this, or this piece of exposition is given that moves us towards this goal or whatever. They're very vague. Like one of them is 4 days pass. What else could be happening here? Maybe we have this conversation. Maybe we like this particular conflict comes to a head. Like that is the notes. And so on the whiteboard, as I'm going through each note, I will be sketching out in more detail kind of what I plan on happening in that chapter. So I'm working on the next chapter, chapter 28. And did I think I was working on chapter 28 this whole time? 27 was what I was working on, but we're working on the next chapter, okay? We're on a new chapter. And so I'm sketching that out, and like there's some things that I've put in my notes that I think need to be added, and so we're going through those motions. So it's pretty simple. Finish kind of planning it out, and then I'll start drafting. I've already kind of started drafting this chapter as well, so things are already moving along on this, but it's just continuing to push. So yay, I'm excited to finally be kind of like in this mode. It's a huge relief to kind of be out of like what has felt like almost developmental hell. Like what was I even doing before this? Oh man. Yeah, it's just kind of a relief to be in this kind of go mode, and we'll see how far I get today. It's only 12:30-ish. So I've had a pretty productive day, honestly. Like I've wasted a lot of time just kind of relaxing for no reason. But I've also done several things that I am proud of today. So we've already read Paradise Lost. Like I'm feeling good. So let's just continue the momentum, shall we? Hey. So I don't want to pull out my camera, my actual camera, just because I don't want to bother with getting all mic'd up. But it is Wednesday, June 3rd. Right now I'm about to go buy onions, just onions. Today we're having some friends over for pizza, and that's going to be a lot of fun. So I do have a lot of house chores to do. Well, not a lot. Like I've been keeping up with house chores because I've been home. I do need to mop and like just pick up some things. But all that to say, this morning I got up and I went to Starbucks and had some coffee, did some writing. I think I probably wrote maybe like around 600 words. I don't know. Wasn't a lot, but I did get into a scene, and I felt pretty good after the session. Like I enjoyed it. Honestly, I'm really happy because writing feels really good right now. Like it just does. I don't know. I don't know what happened between like finishing act 2 and then thinking about writing act 3 and trying to get in act 3 and like being in that hump where I needed to write act 3 and then plotting act 3, and then now like what's the difference between when I was writing chapter 28 like 3 weeks ago, or it was technically chapter 27, when I was writing that chapter for like 3 weeks ago. Like what's different? I don't know, but it just like writing feels really good right now, and it feels exciting and cohesive, and I'm liking what I'm writing down. So I'm trying not to think too deeply into what that means for act 2, but we're not reading into it. We're just going to enjoy where we are right now. And then also I'm enjoying what I'm reading a lot. I'm really enjoying Paradise Lost. I haven't gotten into it yet today, but I will when I get home. It's just one of those books that I am really looking forward to getting back into and reading the next chunk. We're in the start of book 2. So book 1 was freaking sick. Do I need to say anything else to you? Yeah, I need to just go buy onions. I had a bag of onions. Here's the thing. I went to Publix with my husband yesterday, and he asked me 3 separate times, do we need onions? And I said, no, we have onions. Well, we did have onions. That was true. I had a bag, like unopened, of onions. Guess what state I found them in just now? Rotted completely. This is just a waste of good onions. I'm so disappointed. Oh, that's the other thing. I started The Hobbit again. So this is how this goes. We start at an unexpected journey and we end at Return of the King. I don't necessarily do it all in one sitting. Every once in a while, like now that I have them all on DVD. Like I don't have to watch a single ad. It's amazing. I just love it. And I have them all in extended version. So it's all the extended cut for The Hobbit and the original trilogy. So I watched them all the way through. And so while I'm mopping, I might start the next movie. Maybe I get through it and start going through Battle of Five Armies, but only after I read Paradise Lost. So that's the game plan. I'm going to go buy onions now. Okay, bye. Okay, we're home. We got the onions. We read some Paradise Lost. So we're on schedule for things. I did just scroll on my phone for an unreasonable amount of time. So that's pretty cool for me. I'm gonna make banana bread if I can figure out why this pan is malfunctioning. But I've got to do the dishes. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna get some food in me at some point. I don't know. But I figured while I'm doing the dishes, I would talk to you guys because what else am I gonna do? Sit in silence? I mentioned earlier, I am really enjoying getting back into writing. That also feels really good. What I will say is let's see, I already wrote today, so I don't know when I'll get back to that today or if I'll get back to that today, but if I do, I'll let you know. That's feeling pretty good. I'm excited about it. I don't know, maybe it's just the summertime and the fact that I'm not like constantly stressed out and overwhelmed with work right now that I'm able to like breathe. Feels like life is happening, but it's like in the sense that like my novel feels like it's alive again. Does that make sense? And I know that feelings are fleeting, but it does feel so good to be back at it again and to like it again. You know, I was just kind of going through the motions for a little bit there, and like you do that sometimes with writing where it's like I just have to be consistent. I just have to show up. But like it doesn't always feel like it's going very well, or it doesn't always feel like it's something that you're enjoying. Like sometimes it just feels terrible. And it's like, you just have to show up or you just have to take a break sometimes. And like, I've been doing this long enough that I know that, and it's fine. It's a part of the process and I love the process. Dang, does it feel good to be in a excited place with the draft again. So I'm gonna finish loading the dishwasher. I might eat something, probably gonna eat some pizza rolls. And then I'm going to clean up the floors and I'm gonna mop. And while I'm mopping, we're gonna watch The Desolation of Smaug as like a treat. Well, it's 11, so I'm gonna go make some coffee. I did this whole thing and I wasn't recording. You could have seen how I made my coffee. You didn't, I'm sorry. I make my own simple syrup and add cinnamon and vanilla. Me again, I don't want to pull out my camera again. But this is just gonna be a quick little update. So it is Thursday, June 4th, and we are going to be traveling all day Friday. So I'm going to, I think yesterday I was supposed to have a free day from reading, but I didn't take it. So I'm gonna move that free day to tomorrow, but I don't really think I'll have to because I'll be driving. So I think I can probably get to reading now that I think about it. I don't have to move that free day at all. I'm pretty much good. Everything's Gucci. Anyway, so scratch that. So I'll be reading a lot, but I probably won't be writing, honestly. That's probably not going to happen. I'm gonna try and get to some writing today, but I'm also like, today I got up really late. It was one of those weird, like when you are trying to wake up, but you can't wake up because every time you wake up, you're in your dream, but you woke up in your dream and then you realize that you're in your dream and you didn't actually wake up. So then you try to wake up again. It was like, I don't know how long I was trying to wake up like that. I just couldn't. It was terrible. Now we're here. But the nice thing is that my house is basically clean. Like I don't have any chores. So I'm gonna make some lunch. I'm gonna eat some lunch. I'm gonna watch The Battle of Five Armies, read, and write maybe today. So like today is chill. I just got back from running errands, so like I've already done all that. So I mean the only thing that's left is to make sure that I pick out my outfit for tomorrow because I'll be up really early. If I can wake up, geez. Well, hey, it's been, I want to say 4 days. I don't know the last time I vlogged, but I do know it's been 4 days since the last day I wrote anything, which is great. I love that. Friday was crazy. So Thursday, I don't really know if I can tell you what happened. I think I probably edited a video and that was what took up my day. I'm a couple days behind on reading already. I did read some on Friday, but I didn't make it to the end of A Little Tap. So for reference, it's Sunday. So I'm going to catch up. I think I have 2 days to catch up on because there was a free day in there that I used. I do need to do that. And I think that's what I will do for like however long it takes. But it is rainy outside. It is lovely. I am sitting on my made bed with all of my little critters. You can't see them, but they're here. Wait, hold on. Do you want to see? Most of them are weighted and very soft. So anyway, they're all here to be cozy. I'm going to read and then I'm going to hopefully do a little bit of writing after this is the plan, because Wednesday was the last day that I wrote, which is crazy that that's what happened. But like, I don't even feel bad because of the amount of progress that I've made. Like, I've harped on so much about how important habits are. And I think this is a span of time where like the habits are really paying off, because it's like, I know it won't be hard for me to get back into a rhythm of it. Like, it's okay if I miss a couple days, because it's not like I'm so inconsistent that like days where I'm not consistent hurts, if that makes any sense. I can handle a few days where things don't go exactly as I want. It is the start of another very busy week. Friday I went to Blade Show, which is basically the biggest knife show in the country. It was so fun. I held a sword for the first time, so that's where I was all Friday. Saturday I went to another festival, another local festival, and I didn't film anything, but we were out in the sun for hours, and so I was basically just exhausted. And then this morning kind of slept and cleaned a lot of my room, actually. That's the day and the week so far, and we're going to keep going, obviously. I have some tea. Ouch. I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I've set the unreasonable goal of 1,000 words today, and I'm not sitting down until it's like 7:50 at night. But I'm treating myself to a glass of whiskey. I have some Earl Grey tea. I think we attempt it. See what we can knock out. I don't know if I can pull some focus, because that's really been eluding me today. I love Paradise Lost. I've been sucked into that book every time I pick it up. But even today I was having a hard time like focusing. And normally that just is circumstantial, but it is annoying when it happens. I normally don't struggle too much to be like focused on a task for set periods of time, but it happens to everyone. So I'm actually going to light this candle. It's going to shoot sparks everywhere. I just know it. I am sleepy. Kind of fighting a headache. We'll see how far we get. I don't know. Things could go really awry. Let's see where I left off. I think I do kind of need to reread to figure out where I am. I think I'm in the middle of something good, so we're going to do the thing. I'm going to put in some music. Watch me do it if you feel like it. There's something about ice cold bourbon. This is technically a bourbon. I don't really know the difference. Just saying. But there's something about it. It's just, I feel like an old man in a study. Like, I feel like Gandalf. Like, I belong in a library with termites. Like, that's how I feel right now. It's good. It's good stuff. What up? You know, I make a really good vanilla coffee, iced coffee. Well, hey, so it's June 8th. We are embarking on a new week. It's Monday. I have a lot to do. It's going to be a very busy week. I'm excited, but we got a lot on the docket. So right now the plan is to read and then write. That is the plan. It is 11:08 now. So probably what will end up happening is I'll read for an hour, and then we'll eat lunch, and then we'll go up and we'll write. That's probably what will happen. Likely some chores will happen in the middle there, because some ants found my brown sugar and that was all up in my cabinet. So also something that needs to happen is I need to go to the Home Depot and find some ant poison. Last night, the writing went super well. I had set that goal to write 1,000 words, and honestly, I was like, it's not going to happen. Probably I might get 600 words. Likely I don't get much. No, I got 1,300 words, and that was all in new material, which is crazy. Like, it was quick. I got that in like an hour and a half. Typically, if I'm getting like that heavy of a word count, I'm like recycling. So like I already kind of know what I'm writing. No, that was like new stuff. That was pretty cool. It was really great. I felt like Gandalf. The vibes were immaculate. Okay. So I think I just got into flow, and I love it when that happens. It hasn't happened in a long time, but like this past week, I've been able to lock in, and it's magical. It's magical. I don't know if it has anything to do with like my cycle, like the way the moon is in the sky. It probably does. But like being able to lock in after not being able to for a long time has been it's been so healing and magical. Yeah, I said it best a couple weeks ago. Writing feels good. It feels good again, and it hasn't felt this good in a long time. And I know it comes in waves and life happens, but I'm really glad that it is the way it is right now. I'm kicking my feet and squealing. I'm having a great time. So anyway, I started chapter 30. So we're in Isleen's POV again. We will be for a minute because things are about to get crazy. It's so funny. Because what I'm about to write was the first scene that I ever wrote noodling with this book, which is like some fun trivia for you to know. But this scene, I wrote it thinking I didn't really fully know where to go with book 2. Like I kind of knew what I wanted to write. I wanted to write a space opera. I wanted to take my characters from Tombstone and put them in space. And I didn't know how to actually do that. I just knew I wanted to write something epic. And all the other stuff came way later, but this was one of those scenes where I was like, oh boy, this makes sense. I have the first ever draft, the first ever words written for book 2 is this scene, and I love it. It hasn't changed that much in terms of like its structure and what actually goes down. I love it. It's fantastic. It's fabulous. I will catch you guys on the flip side. I'm excited to get into things. Let's have a Monday. So it's like 8:20, sitting down again to write some, and we are sitting at for today, well, last I tallied, at about 400 words. My goal for the night is 500, but I'm going to see if I can push a little bit further and go over. We'll see what happens. That's what's going on basically. Today has not been the most productive. Like compared to some other days that I've had, it's really not anything to sniff at. Like it's fine. I've finished making a video and I've gotten that ready to upload, but yeah, I don't know. For some reason it just doesn't feel that. It's plenty productive. I need to stop being so mean. I got a lot done today. Let's not be ridiculous now. That's all I needed to say. We're still in chapter 30. We're getting to the good part though. I'm going to try and hit that scene. We'll see if I can, I don't know. Maybe I try to finish the chapter. Okay, hi. Welcome. It is Tuesday, June 9th. Woohoo! We've made it to Tuesday. I've done a bunch of chores today. So I've folded laundry and I've cleaned my shower and my bathroom. And I tell you that cleaning the shower is like breaking work. Like I'm still kind of sweating. But anyway, around 3:30. And so I'm going to go ahead and sit down and try and write. I haven't read Paradise Lost today. I think I'm making the executive decision to kind of make that less of a priority just because I feel like I want to, for today, I want to sit down and write. I did write like 1,000 words yesterday. I don't even know how many exactly. I'll let you guys know how many. But it was kind of a lot. It was we're getting pretty close to 2,000 words, which is actually really bonkers and pretty good. That was happening last night, and we've kind of made it to the scene. We've made it to the part where things start to go downhill. I realize how there's a lot of description leading up to this bit of just like where they are, and it's a lot like condensed into one chapter. a lot of describing in one chapter. And I want to economize that description, but I don't really know how. So it's a lot of words that I ultimately will probably cut. It's difficult because it's stuff that I haven't exactly described before because I'm adding some glue. Let me paint you a picture, or at least attempt to. So we go from giant spaceship to shuttle to planet, new planet, to tiny little hatch where you get off the shuttle and into the building on the planet, which is under a dome. The building itself is very uniquely designed because it's a neutral zone. So you've got a lot of people and a lot of different ships, which I'm not describing all the ships, but trying to set the scene. We've got all kinds of people on all kinds of ships showing up in this giant meeting chamber, and it's very tense. There's so many little details that I can add and that I have added and that bring to life the idea that this is a shared space and it has a lot of history, young history, but it's very monumental history. There's some symbology going on. It's very cool. I like the setting for sure. It's definitely not what you would expect for a sci-fi building, really, which I appreciate. But it's a different atmosphere, it's a different feel, and it's all this description of where we are, where we're going, how we're getting there, and who's coming with us, and we're all on our way to said meeting. Now, in draft 1, I cut from giant spaceship to just immediately we're in the meeting hall, and it was so jarring. If I were not me, I would wonder how the heck we got here. Where are we? I have no idea. We've just gone from one room on a spaceship to another room on a planet, I think. And how does this, is there an outside? Because this planet, it's a dwarf planet. It doesn't have an atmosphere. They're just under this dome. So there's no wildlife, but I don't know that. The reader doesn't know that. It's this very exposed place. How are they all getting there? And why, when things go wrong, why can't they just leave the building? Why do we have to go down all these different hallways? Anyway, it's just, the setting is important. And kind of what's around this building is important because it helps set the scene for how utterly trapped everyone is about to be. And maybe that's spoilery. I don't know what else to say. Basically, it's a lot of words. And I was writing it yesterday and I was like, oh my God, this is probably going to drive some people mad. How do I make this smaller? We're seeing everything as Isleena's seeing it. So that's cool. Some of it is dialogue. Most of it is as we're encountering these places, Islena's seeing them for the first time and we're seeing it through her eyes. And so that's an engaging way to expose yourself to the world. It just feels like a lot all at once. So anyway, and it's gonna get worse. Anyway, so that's the writing struggle for this week is description. I've already deleted several unnecessary sentences, so I'm very proud of myself. I'm gonna write. You want to write with me? Let's go. I have dinner plans for tonight, but I need a few items from Publix. So I'm going to go ahead and go do that. But I actually have deleted some words, which I definitely alluded to earlier. And those words have been a good portion of them already. I think I've cut 100 or so words in 3 or 4 pages maybe. And that actually might be generous. It might be less words, but it still feels pretty significant. And I'm combining sentences, and really I'm just rereading what I wrote last night and cleaning it up just a tiny bit. If cleaning anything up is an accurate description for what I have the ability to do, but it's what we're doing. So technically I haven't written any new words in the past hour. It's all progress and it's all good. So I'm going to buy tortilla chips, and I might as well get razors while I'm there. Okay, so it is Wednesday, June 10th. And I will confess that I was just scrolling on my phone for like 30-45 minutes and drinking coffee, which there's nothing strictly wrong with that except for the fact that it's a waste of time. I'm going to stop wasting my time and read this beautiful book, and I don't know what we do after that. I think probably lunch will roll around. I gotta do, oh, maybe we have to grocery shop. Anyway, we're gonna be fine. Here we go. Are we in focus? I look crazy. Okay, it's later and I don't know what it is today, but I'm not locked in. I did finish my reading. We're starting book 4 in Paradise Lost. It's getting intense, honestly. I need to get back into the novel today. So I started yesterday with 8,754 words, and then I deleted words, but I now have 8,769 words. So I don't know how many words I deleted because I also added not very many, as you can see, but like it all comes out in the wash. So I have no idea how much I wrote yesterday. I'm not about to log the difference of those two numbers right now because it's pathetic. Anyway, that's where we're at. I felt like I had deleted many more words than that. I think I had said, like, just shooting from the hip, I think I've deleted like 100 words. I don't think that's true. I think it felt like 100 words, but it wasn't. Page 32 out of page 30 out of 36 pages. So we're almost to the bottom of this chapter, and I'm gonna finish reading it over, and then I don't know where we go from here. I think we just keep writing, honestly. What? No way. I feel delusional right now. Also out of frame. This camera's gonna die. Loose brained, I guess. I don't know. Not necessarily fried, but like all the bolts are not secure right now. So she might lose it. Who knows? Also today, I had to make sure that all my certifications for my job are in order. And then they like just closed it and said no because I didn't click the right button on something. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I clicked that button. Hopefully that's fixed, but I'm not going to let it stress me out. It's gonna be fine. I made coffee this morning, so I'm gonna go finish off that pot that I made. Come back up here. It's 3 o'clock. I'm making taco soup tonight, which means that I have until around 5:30 before I need to cook. But the nice thing is that my house is pretty much ready for the world. I do need to vacuum this room. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make coffee. I'm going to vacuum this room so that I feel productive, and then I'm going to sit down and write. I'm burning a candle. That's what we're going to do. Do you see what my brain does? I don't understand it. Maybe you can help. Okay, I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Bye. Look at how cute my little outfit is. Really? We're just checking in to say, oh, why are we so shiny? Just checking in to say that today is a big day. It is very hot outside. Also, it's June the 11th. It's very hot outside, and I have a few things to do today. I think I might shelve grocery shopping. I don't know. It just kind of depends on how the day goes. We have some tasks to complete. I need to clean out the fridge. Grocery shopping is something that needs to happen, but it can also happen as late as Monday, which is kind of crazy because it's Thursday. I need to pack, which is something that doesn't need to be put off, but I need to figure out what the heck I'm wearing this weekend. I do need to clean out my car. So those are the things that need to happen. So it's kind of a full day. It's like 11-ish. I got ready and I'm going to coffee with a friend. So I'm meeting her at 2. What I do like to do is, like, because I'm going out anyway, I'm going to a coffee shop. I'm going to give myself like 2 hours. We're going to leave at like 12:30-ish, hang out at the coffee shop prior to her getting there, and we're going to write and read. And I like it because I will have that focused time to just do the stuff that is not all these other tasks that I need to do. It's just focused time. Then I get to hang out with my friend, and then all is well, right? Okay. I love this coffee shop like with my whole soul. It is so cute. And I never go. Like I don't leave my house. Y'all have noticed. I always love it when I get over there. It's always really great. So I'm going to continue to do the things that I need to do leading up to lunch and my coffee date. I'm very excited. But that's why we look like a human today. It is so hot outside though. Hey. I think last time you heard from me, it was yesterday afternoon, right before I went to the coffee shop. And like I did film like a tiny clip because I don't think I know how to film myself in public. I read Paradise Lost. I'm frothing at the mouth to get into it every day, which is just the best feeling. I think I'm like a good 25% of the way through, maybe even almost 30% of the way through. I'm having so much fun. And this is why it's taking a lot of time, is because like I'm really diving into it, trying to understand it, but also like, dissecting it. But anyway, I read that at the coffee shop. And then after, I think I was writing for maybe around 30 minutes before my friend came. We had our little coffee date together, which was so fun. Then I decided that the grocery store trip that I've been putting off, I went ahead and did like half of it because I left my grocery list at home like a dingbat. So anyway, we're having a good time with that. So that's why you didn't see me yesterday. So while I did do some writing and I did do the reading that I had intended to, that happened like at a point in the day and then we didn't come back to it. So today it's a different story. We're traveling this weekend on Saturday and Sunday. And so I need to go at 5 today to pick up a rental car. So how exciting. I'm not giving the details. That means I have until 5 to be packed and to be done with whatever it is that I want to be done with today, which is fine and dandy. It means I'm like a little bit crunch time, but I'm tired and I don't feel like crunch time. So that's interesting and fun for everyone. So I'm going to try and get into this, but like right now, the flow feels far away. But I've decided that that's because I'm feeling lazy right now. I do want to get to writing first because I feel like I'll have plenty of time to read Above and Beyond tomorrow while we're on the road. So I don't want to prioritize that today. I was just thinking about what I need to wear and my brain is just like going way ahead, and so I'm kind of distracted, but I want to sit down and write. That is a promise I want to keep to myself, that today we're prioritizing writing. Time for a nap. I'm like, I've done nothing today. It's not entirely true, but it's 1:30 and I feel like I didn't sleep in until 8:30. Like, I think maybe it's a food coma because I did eat a lot of lunch. I need this coffee to hit. I need the word count to count. I need to be done with this chapter. I've been working on it for like 3 days. I'm not done with it. I just want to be in chapter 31 now. I think it's like 13 pages long. So I need to get to the stopping point. I think we're almost there to the stopping point because it's getting split. So like this chapter is technically longer, but I'm splitting it because it's way too freaking long. And even with the deletions, like I think it's still gonna be a long ass chapter. So I'm ready to get it done. Maybe that's the goal for now. Finish chapter 30. Yeah, I've talked for too much. I'm tired. I'm distracted. So things are slowly. I'm on my second cup of coffee. Can you believe that? So it is 4:30 and I need to get ready to leave. I wanted to tell you guys that I did manage to lock in somehow. And we have a word count goal to update. So I set my goal today for 1,000 words. Is that right? Okay, so 2 hours of writing, 2,843 words, if my calculations are correct, which they are. I'm okay with that. I finished chapter 30 and I drafted chapter 31, covering basically everything. I'm pretty sure that there's nothing else to add. Actually, that's a lie. There's probably more to add to it, but like the arc, the flow of the chapters from start to finish is drafted. So that's crazy. Well, I guess I'm home free for the rest of the day because that is well above and beyond everything that's required of me for the day. Let me just log that real quick. I'm going to go get ready to get this rental car. That's some bonkers numbers right there. And I think maybe I'm very motivated because this coming week, my sisters will be in town. And so I don't know at all how much writing or reading for that matter that I'm going to get done. Like, so it could very easily be just like a week of very inconsistent behavior on my part. There was a time where this was not all that out there for me to do. Like, I'm pretty shocked that I got 2,000 words right now, but I had a pretty solid period of time where it took maybe an hour and 30 minutes, an hour or so to write 1,000 words just on a regular day. So we might just be back in that flow because consistency and muscle building does that for you. Hi, it's future editing Carey here, and she is editing this video. And I recognize that, as per usual, I did not have an outro. So that's what this is. That is basically all the writing I did, and then I stopped for a week. And then the next vlog will pick up at the beginning of this week. So if you're keeping track of timelines or whatever, I really appreciate you for sticking around for this full-length feature film. It's a long one because it's 2 weeks, but I very much appreciate y'all sticking around and watching these videos. I have a lot of fun making them. So anyhow, thank you for watching. Happy writing.